What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, it all makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. It all makes sense. You see, a new green option card has gone and been revealed, and the other day, I showed you about a couple of restricted cards. In fact, if we're being honest here, the first ever restricted cards in the history of the Digimon trading card game. And that was pretty big news. And we talked about why they were banned, etc. And as far as I'm concerned, at least, I think we did a pretty good job of getting to the heart of the matter. And then today they went and revealed a new card. Just an hour or so ago, in fact less than that, over on Twitter, 20 minutes ago, as I record this. It's called Royal Nuts, according to the lovely Ensan Gaming, and we like Ensan Gaming. And yeah, this kind of explains why we had those restrictions. We'll mention the restrictions more in a minute, but first, let's have a little bit of a gander at the Royal Nuts, which is blatantly an informal way of saying you've just got the best hand in poker, and I will not hear any contrary arguments. So what we've got here is a one-cost green option card, and what it allowed you to do is look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a card with Digisorption, and add it to your hand, putting the rest of the cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. As a security, you add it to your hand, and as much as I don't usually like security skills which add the card to my hand, this one I'm kind of all in favour of. Because here, essentially, I want to save this for the right time, and it's only a one-cost option card, so although I don't get to play it for free, I don't save any memory or any of that, I actually really like it, because you know what? I get to use it when I want to find the downloader I'm looking for at a particular time. I say download, it's often translated as download, but it is Digisorption. We have seen cards like, for instance, Argamon, yes, that is definitely going to come up later, and Blossomon, for instance, which, yes, is absolutely going to come up later, and they are very much the kind of ones we're looking for here. And we can see, we've seen official English scans of them, they've been revealed, and we can see that it is Digisorption. Now, Digisorption, let's use Blossomon as an example here. Digisorption -3 is what Blossomon has, and it lets you suspend your Digimon, one of your Digimon, to lower the evolution cost by 3. Although, if you look at Argamon level 4, for instance, that's got Digisorption -2, so you would rest or suspend one of your Digimon to lower the Digivolution cost by 2. And for most of them, like Blossomon and Argamon, it essentially lets you Digivolve for free. Now, of course, there is a fun little wrinkle here with Ceresmon. Now, Ceresmon's got Digisorption -3, so it actually brings it down to a 2 cost, not a 0 cost. And to be fair, we've seen plenty of 2 cost Digivolution. I mean, Titamon, for instance. No, it's vanilla and all of that, but it's still a 2 cost to Digivolve level 6 green, so it makes it cheap rather than free. But the thing about Ceresmon is that once during your turn, when you use a Digisorption skill, you're actually allowed to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon rather than suspending one of your own Digimon, which is over-the-top nuts good, and helps to explain why Ceresmon is so good and has seen so much play. Bearing in mind, of course, that you can only attack suspended Digimon. So this lets you turn off a blocker by suspending it, it lets you attack a Digimon by suspending it, etc. It's a very, very nice skill indeed. And Digisorption really has been at the heart of green decks lately. It has been about Digisorption to lower your evolution cost, as well as taking advantage of naturally low evolution costs that green have so much, and basically just building super consistent decks. And you know what? This makes it so much better. Pre-restriction, and we'll get onto the restriction in a minute, but pre-restriction, there's a very good chance when you're looking at level 5 Digimon, you're just going to go, right, well, 4 Blossomon, 4 Argamon. When you're looking at level 4 Digimon, you're going to go for 4 of the Argamon level 2. You're basically just going to build up a big list of Digisorption Digimon, so that you can basically make this deck as fast and as consistent as you like. Now, to be fair, there aren't actually any other than one, that's an awkward sentence, Digisorption Digimon I've not mentioned yet. We need to mention the Argamon quickly. This is the level 6 Argamon. Pretty good Digimon. This one, again, has an evolution cost of 5 with Digisorption -3. But gives you security attack +1 for each of your other suspended Digimon. So you get to check an extra security card. So if you've got, say, 3 suspended Digimon, bearing in mind Digisorption will suspend your Digimon while making sure they don't get deleted, i.e. they stay in place suspended, then you could potentially just be getting a ridiculous amount of security attack here, and that is a very good thing indeed. And the rule here is very simple, right? If you are playing an Argamon or a Ceresmon deck, you are going to be referring to Digisorption a lot. Argamon, you've got Digisorption on the level 4 and the level 5 and the level 6. And then Ceresmon, you have a skill. You know, the whole hook of Ceresmon is suspending your opponent's Digimon when you use Digisorption. Because all Ceresmon has is Digisorption to Digivolve more easily or more cheaply, and the skill that can suspend your opponent's Digimon when you use Digisorption. So these are 2 decks that are very, very much built around Digisorption. And if you're doing that, this just becomes a great, great card. Remember, general rule of Digimon is that we don't have much search. The amount of search we have in a Digimon TCG is very, very low. It's not a game where you're searching very much at all. Like in the Booster 1.0 meta, one of the green cards that sees a whole bunch of play is Palmon. I personally am a very big fan of Palmon, because what Palmon allows you to do is when you play it, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, find a level 4 and put it in your hand. Togemon, when you Digivolve, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add a level 5. This is not great search by any stretch of the imagination, but you know what? It's the best we've got. Royal Nuts here actually lets you look at 10% of your deck. It lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You're playing a 50 card deck, so you're rocking 10% here, and that is a significant amount of your deck. If you're playing 4 Blossomon, 4 Argamon, we'll get there in a minute, level 5, 4 Argamon level 4, and 4 Ceresmon and maybe level 6 Argamon, this is gonna hit. Like, unless you get super unlucky, this is going to hit. Also worth bearing in mind, one of the green cards that is seeing a bunch of play at the moment is one of these ones that actually came around in the green starter deck, which has proven to be a very, very nice starter deck indeed, which of course is the Tentamon, that when you play it, you reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a green Digimon card, you put it into your hand, which means unless it's an option or a tamer, it's going straight into your hand. And green is just continuing to do green things. But what this does is it gives us actual Digimon search. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have much actual Digimon search. This is just about the best one we've seen. And now we circle back round to Argamon, and we understand why Argamon ended up getting banned. Because all of a sudden, you'd be able to play 8 level 5s with Digisorption. Now, maybe it wouldn't be broken, but I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, does seem a little bit good here. The more Digisorption cards you've got, the better this becomes. Now, as it stands at the moment with the restricted list in play, that is 4 level 4 Argamon, 4 Blossomon, 1 level 5 Argamon, remember it has been restricted to 1 copy in your deck, and then as many Ceresmon and Argamon level 6 as you're into, depending on how you're building your deck. So that makes this card good, because you've still got 9 Digimon with Digisorption before you hit level 6, plus whatever level 6 is you're playing, but it's not quite as broken as if you had, say, 12 in your deck. And then, of course, we go to the other card that was restricted, that being Hidden Potential Uncovered, or Discovered, it's actually been translated as. And essentially, when you Digivolve, you can suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the evolution cost by 5. So it meant that Argamon would Digivolve for free, or Ceresmon would Digivolve for free, or Nidogmon would Digivolve for free. And essentially, it was a little bit too good. But now imagine how much better that card becomes when all of a sudden you're able to search out your Digimon with Digisorption so much more easily. The answer, of course, is much, much better. So I think we've got a little bit more context here. I mean, obviously this is a 5 Wossie card. And I'm giving it 5 Wossies because in terms of Digimon search, this seems like a step up on what we've seen before. Yes, it's only for Digisorption green decks, but you know what? Green decks are really good right now, and a lot of the good green decks revolve around Digisorption. So actually, I'm not particularly upset by that. And the fact of the matter is, when we look at this card, we can start looking and going, well, hang on a second. Now it makes a whole bunch more sense. Because this card is great. But imagine if they hadn't restricted those cards. But I want to know what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossie Plays.